Yes, guys, welcome to the Gianni YouTube show. This is our Game Week 15 Q&A, and it's needed because, as always, there's lots of questions, but they're coming thick and fast because it's a Tuesday deadline this week. That is going to catch out, by the way, some of the more casual managers in your mini league. I can almost guarantee that. So, welcome to the show, guys. We're going to be with you for let's not even put a time on it. We're going to be chatting freely FPL with your help. You guys will, as always, dictate the agenda. You'll be hopefully asking questions in the chat, and we'll bring up some of those questions, if not all of them. I get through as many as I can to answer. So we'll do them and start bringing in questions in a little bit. But just wanted to say hello to all of you. I know I've got some new faces already in the chat. Nick, YT and Jam Toaster, Just Incredibles. Julian is with us. Good to see loads of you asking questions nice and early as well. So far, a little bit of reflection on my season. 63 points, just under 320k. In today's show, we'll be looking at a few cool things. I'll be showing you my team, which includes a transfer. But we're also going to look at some defensive data. Yeah? I'll give a little hint at that. Here we go. The best defense so far this season, and we'll be comparing why Arsenal, Man City, Newcastle are a must cover. And we're also comparing them to West Ham. I wonder why that might be, maybe involving a certain goalkeeper transfer, but we'll get to that in just a second. Will Gordon play, says Matthias? Good question. I mean, all I'd say about Anthony Gordon is, after the game, he did an interview with TNT with Jules Breach, one of my mates, on the touchline. He doesn't go for a media interview if he needs treatment. I think he'll be fine. I think he'll be fine. They actually gave him a coat during the interview, like, wrap up warm, Anthony, which I thought was quite funny. Of course, they gave him a coat. They've got to look after their assets, haven't they? Their prized assets. These footballers are like thoroughbred racehorses, and they are looked after with, almost as good as you'd expect some people. But good question. Thank you for getting that one in. Let's continue that theme and answer your questions as always. In the evening, time for Dubravka. I think it is, Nick. I think it is. And we'll look at that defensive data in just a second, shall we? To show why I think Dubravka is such a good buy. And I'll also talk about why Dubravka, for me, even if Newcastle go and buy a keeper, is still a good buy now, because we're still going to get a fair few games out of him. And if that's comparing, say, Areola, then straight away, I think this week, Dubravka could get 6-7 points. Everton away for Newcastle was a good potential clean sheet fixture versus Areola, who goes to Spurs. He ain't keeping a clean sheet against Spurs, is he? Absolutely not. Julian says, I'm so torn between Salah and Son for captain. Now, captaincy is an interesting one this week. I actually did do a captaincy poll on Twitter last night, and I just took a screen grab of this earlier. And yeah, so far, 79% of those on Twitter, this is from over 2,000 votes. Yeah, nearly 3,000 votes have gone for Salah away to Sheffield United. The concern is the new manager bounce with Mo Salah. But for me, we don't even know if it will probably be Wilder comes in. He knows the players, but he's going to have one training session, best case scenario. It's still a team that are shot for confidence. So let's do a poll and you guys can vote, shall we? Rather than looking at my one. Game week 15 capped. Who are you guys going for? Is it? Let's do it in the same order as I'm showing. Haaland or Salah. Now, bearing in mind, 3 of the best 4 options are away fixtures. I like to captain a home player where possible. Son does have a nice home fixture. There's no doubt about that. West Ham at home is a good fixture for Son. Get voting. Get voting. Hello, says Neem. Matthias, I've answered your question about Gordon. That was a good one. It's still really tight rank-wise. Absolutely, it's tight. Yeah, I imagine if I got 60 points this game week, I'd be at around 360k. It's so tight. We're talking one return either way, can really swing it. Hi, Janny. Is taking a -20 worth at this stage in the season? Jeremy, don't do it. -20 is bad. -20 is rogue. I don't know if I could do a -20. I've never done a -20. I've never done a -16. I've probably done a 12. I've definitely done an 8. Guys, let us know what's the biggest hit you've ever taken in the chat. Can you convince Jeremy that maybe a -20 is a good call? I was inside 9k and then Watkins debacle cost me a green arrow. Oh no, Lyle, did you go for Darwin like me? I have one transfer. Would you rather I change the RB or Turner? I mean, personally, I think Turner to Dubravka makes so much sense. We're going to get to why in a sec. We'll just give people another 5 minutes and then we'll go deep dive into the goalkeeper conversation. I need to show you some data about goalkeepers, well, about defenses, and Newcastle's defense is so reliable and so trustworthy. Now, obviously, a big part of that trustworthy, reliable defense is Nick Pope, but it's mainly the 4 guys in front of him, I think. 4.5-ish defender is a tough one at the moment. Yeah, I mean, Colwill is around that price. Tomiyasu's just got a knock, so maybe you don't want to go there. They're 2 good defenses. Is there anyone at Man City and Newcastle? Not really. I mean, I'd just go down to a Livramento at 4.3. Like, Livramento seems like an obvious pick if you want to spend 4.5. Yeah, Eddie, I've said earlier, I think the goalkeeper move over Martinelli. J-War 10 has a dilemma. In Game Week 16 is to get Haaland back. And I get that. Is that the Luton and then it's Crystal Palace before the blank? Here are the 2 options I have essentially. Mabama, Son, Haaland, and 4.4 defender in a -8. Or Gordon, Palmer, and Haaland. I mean, I prefer getting Son in where you can. Like, I think Son is quite key. Son's the 3rd best asset in this game. Good to see we've got Delia in the chat, and we've got Luke. Hello. Thanks, Luke. You were watching me earlier as well and chasing me now. Should we worry about game time for Palmer? No. So this was reported, like we knew before the game. He had a knock in the training session before the Brighton game. So before the Brighton game, Palmer becomes a doubt. And it was leaked, and a few in the knows were reporting on FPL Twitter before the Chelsea game. There's a good chance Palmer is benched. We saw that. He was clearly fit enough to feature for half an hour. Remember, there's no Conor Gallagher against Man United. He's suspended. We could see Palmer playing number 10, a little bit more central. So, yeah, absolutely. He's Chelsea's standout attacker at the moment. Was Darwin a mistake? Can I tell you at the weekend? Because let's see Sheffield United and Palace first. Don't judge Darwin too soon, guys. That's really nice of FPL Diamond hitting us up with the like, share, subscribe, support your quality channel as you get continue with brilliant content on a consistent basis. Thank you very much, FPL Diamond. I appreciate that very much. So, guys, do what Diamond says, will you? Hit those buttons. Don't do the -20. -16 is Ammar's biggest hit. Marque says, should you take a -4 for a 3rd Liverpool player? Depends who the 3rd player is, but yeah, probably. Double Newcastle or double... This is a great question from CH. All right, I think it's time we load a little bit of data. Right. Hang on. Best defence so far this season. This is filtered by expected goals. So Arsenal straight away are the best defence in the league. Right, they've conceded the fewest goals, 11. They've got the most clean sheets, 6. That's joint. And their XGC is the lowest. The problem with Arsenal defence is upside. And I keep going back to this. When I'm spending 5 million plus on a Saliba, I probably want a bit more attacking threat. Now, sure, Gabriel Saliba can score headers, and Zinchenko and Ben White or Tomiyasu can get assists. But history tells us the goal involvements for those players are 1, harder to come by, and 2, harder to predict. Like a bullet header at a set piece from a centre-back is really difficult to predict. Yet open play assists from a Trippier, a Trent, a Tsimikas, a Porro, a James might be a little bit easier, right? So then we look at the fact Arsenal, yes, they got the best defence and they're great for those 6-pointers and maybe some bonus. But if we go to Man City, do we get the upside defenders? No, we don't. We get the same as Arsenal. We get Kyle Walker, who's played 90 every week and is a good source of those 6-pointers. If we go to Newcastle, however, we get almost as good defensive data, same as clean sheets for Arsenal, by the way, but we also get an upside through Trippier, but we have to spend a ton of money. But there's a gift, and I don't own him, and that's Livramento. He's 4.3, and like Trippier, he's going to get bonus points, not as many. He's going to get assists, not as many, but he's going to get more than the Man City and Arsenal guys. So therefore, double Newcastle defense, knowing you can spend less and probably get a little bit more upside, I prefer double Newcastle defense. This game week in particular, however, well, let's have a look. Who does Newcastle go to? Everton. Everton don't score many. But Arsenal go to Luton. coin toss, CH, I'm afraid. I can't help for this particular game week. In general, though, it's a good strategy having double Newcastle, especially with Dubravka, Lascelles. Although Botman apparently returns to training next week, it will be weeks till Botman's in the 11, though. He's been out for so long. They won't want to rush him, and Lascelles is playing so well. So that's a defensive day. We'll come back to that in a second. But first, want to get to a few of you guys in the chat. Glenn says Foden or Mbermo to Saka, worth it. I think go without him. I think I'd be tempted to stick. Foden's got, I mean, possibly sell Foden. I wouldn't be selling Mbermo. Brighton's a good fixture for goals, and then Mbermo has Sheffield United. Chelsea players to target. Yeah, they're the three main ones. You've nailed it there, Vuk. They're the three I would have said. Sterling could be a differential, and keep your eyes on Nkunku. What do you think of a front three of Forest? Yeah, that's the front three I want to see. Hello, Janice. That's the front three I want to see. Warren Gibbs White, false nine, split forwards either side. That's loads of fun. Chris Wood is slowing them down. Wow. Julian, a -24. That is, don't drink an FPL. Don't drink an FPL. Hey, Janny, should I play Palmer or Semenyo? Palmer. Man United were awfully bad, weren't they? Fairly average, yeah. Evening all. Guys, let me know how you got on this game week. Hit me up with your point scores. I want to give a shout out to the best scorer. And also, hit me up with your OR, your overall rank. FPL Freddy, welcome, by the way, one of our channel members. Thanks, Freddy, for supporting the channel. Livramento or Lascelles? I mean, Livramento. Like, he's in the team till Burn is back. And even then, I think Burn might struggle to get back. We know with Lascelles, I can say this with assurance, as good as Lascelles has been, and boy, has he been good, we can't look past the fact Botman is first choice at Newcastle. Like, Botman is brilliant, and Botman will be in that 11 as soon as he's back. Yeah, maybe on Darwin, maybe. 2% green arrow, love that. I already took the -20 and Captain Salah, bought in Bowen. Wow, Mikalenko. Wow, Jeremy, you shouldn't have asked a question if you'd already done it, but nah, that's cool. Like, why not? FPL has to be fun. Liz, I didn't see your question. Hello. Ah, here it is. Haaland has been charged by the FA. He will not play against Aston Villa. What? I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I don't think that's right. I think that's a rumour. I can't imagine he's going to be charged and missed a Villa game. I'm just Googling it now. No, that's not happened. Yeah. Breaking. Erling Haaland faces no punishment for his WTF post following Man City's 3-3 draw, according to City's journos. Yeah, we're good. Yeah, Man City have been charged, it seems. Now, this is different. This is very different. For surrounding Simon Hooper yesterday, their third incident in 12 months, so hefty fine is likely. They were fined £75,000 for a similar after the Arsenal game in Feb. That's not Haaland specific, and Haaland is going to be fine. I wouldn't worry at all about that. But yeah, we're good. We're good. Vishu's got Pinnock. Is Colwell good for game week 12? We've been and gone with game week 12. But yeah, Colwell's a good option. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, no charges there. Taking his first hit, Freddie. What are you doing? Come on, tell us what your hit is. Oh, some good scores. CH has had the biggest green arrow I know. I think she went up like a million places or something. 82 is huge. Freddie, 62, but that's a great rank from Freddie. We've got 280k. Kudos on the bench is annoying, isn't it? Wow, Lyle's on 14k. So far, Lyle is the best ranked in the chat. And guys, at the bottom of the screen, if you're not already in my mini league, you can join my mini league. There'll be an awesome prize at the end of the season. Yeah, City have been charged, but not Haaland. Lean's doing well at 280k. Love that, Lean. Good job. Porro is very exciting for the next game. Now, the defensive data, like we're looking at some data here on the right for defense, like it's not great for Spurs. But with Porro, it's what you get in attack. You get so much in attack. Like, I don't know. Like, Aston Villa fullbacks, high and wide quite often. Chelsea fullbacks, Reece James, high and wide. Man City fullbacks, often in midfield positions. Liverpool fullbacks, Trent, can drift infield and become like a centre mid. Spurs fullbacks, none of those things better. They pop into number 10 positions. They move in field ahead of the midfield three, right? You get Spurs, certainly two of the three midfielders, when Porro pops up, or even a Doji, they pop up in between the lines, in between the midfield three and the front three. That is why I want a Spurs fullback. My big issue is Spurs fullback versus Chelsea fullback is a difficult one. Should we have a look at the fixtures? Because I'm struggling with that. Like, I'm like, oh, I do want it. I know I want it, but I also can't see past the fact Chelsea have got amazing fixtures. That's not the image to show. I'll try and find the image for, let's remove that one. They're just very good fixtures for Chelsea from 16, aren't they? Like, sensational fixtures. So what do we think, guys? Let me know in the chat. In fact, we might have to, just let me know in the chat. Porro or James from next week as a Matty Cash replacement. It's so tough. It is a really hard one. I mean, let me just read them out. So Chelsea from 16, and if Reece James plays, of course, goes Everton, Sheffield United, Wolves, Palace, Luton, Fulham. Unbelievable. Spurs, it's good, but it's Newcastle, Forest, Everton, Brighton, Bournemouth. Oh boy, I want them both. No way if we had a super chat. That's our first super chat tonight. Thank you very much for supporting the channel, W. Leakey. You've been in before, one of our regulars. W. Leakey's question, should I bring in Haaland? A non-Haaland owner, it's tough, isn't it? Because you're just seeing him get points every week now. Or someone else, keeping Game Week 18 in mind. So Game Week 18 is obviously the blank. Thoughts on the best strikers for long term? W. Leakey, what is your team set up like without Haaland for 18? Like, can you afford to own Haaland in 18 and just bench him? I think you probably can, right? He's got Luton and Palace on the horizon. You might not have to bring him in for Aston Villa. If you to save the hit, I'd probably roll my transfer this week and then bring Haaland in on a -4 next week, or a free transfer next week if you can. 2 free moves should get to Haaland, but you might need 3. So bringing him next week could reduce the hits. When I say next week, I mean Friday, game week 16. I personally would go there because Luton and Crystal Palace, especially with City dropping points against Spurs, like, they're going to be so hungry. Like, this is a title race. Make no doubt about it. Liverpool in the title race. Arsenal in the title race. Man City have just dropped points again. They dropped points to Chelsea not long ago. They've dropped points again to Arsenal, to Spurs. That Luton game, they don't take their foot off the throttle. Haaland's starting against Luton. He's starting against Palace. So I personally would buy him before 18. I'd get to him. Doesn't have to be the Villa game, though. Maybe you can wait 1 game week, but very good question. Let's see some of those answers, shall we? I think I asked you. Did I ask? I asked about Porro, Reece James. Here we go. W. Leakey straight away with both. James has got the fixtures. Matt saying Porro and Mars saying Porro. I think I'm veering towards James, but that's probably my rose-tinted Chelsea glasses. CH doesn't have Salah and Know Your Pain. Yeah, it's like one of those big two are hitting you in recent weeks. And look, those that went without Haaland around game week like 10 wildcard, 8 and 9, he was blanking, wasn't he? You had a nice little win if you were off him then, but then it seemed like, you had to perhaps make that move. If James looks good against United, it'll be hard to resist. And that's what I'm planning to do, Matthias. I'm giving them one more game week to watch them both. Like, I know what I'm getting with Porro, but really to scout Reece James, I want to see his fitness level. Ideally, I want to see him look fresh. I want to see him attacking. At the moment, I'm watching Reece James going, are you a little bit reserved? Is it like get to the halfway line and go, I'll go this time, but I won't go next time because I'm worried about pulling a hamstring or recurrence of a muscle injury? Should I buy Doku? No, he went off with a hamstring, with what looked like a knock or a hamstring strain or something. Don't buy Doku. I think there's a good chance he's injured. When should I go cash to Porro? I mean, now, if you can, Luke. Like, I'm not making that move purely because I've got a goalkeeper transfer I feel like I need to make. it. Should we have a look at my team? So this is with the Bravka in. I'll probably be clicking those buttons tonight. You could say, Janny, just get cash on and put Reece James or Porro in. But if I did that, I'd be benching Simicast or Lascelles. I don't really want to bench Simicast or Lascelles this week. Like, I like Simicast and Lascelles this week. So I'm okay there. It also gives me the ability to not have Areola against Spurs in my 11 and one more week to scout Reece James. So I'm holding 1 week. Love seeing City drop. I think most do. I think most love City dropping points. Like, any neutral out there doesn't want Man City to keep dominating this league for the next decade, right? And I know they've had competition and Liverpool have won a title in recent years, but it does feel like we're in the middle of City dominance here. They're European champions too, for God's sake. Like, it would be nice if an Arsenal or a Liverpool came in and took a title from them. It'd be such a good spectacle for the Premier League. Now, when we look at the title, it's usually around this time of year City start to spread to like really come into their own. Like, City often step it up in December. It's like, we're now starting to get serious. We've eased our way in. We've taken it easy, but now we're going full steam. And it's December, January, Feb. They pick up loads of points. They rarely drop them. But they need to, because they're on 30 and Arsenal are on 33 and Liverpool on 31. Aston Villa are a point behind City. Spurs are only a couple of points behind City. So it's tight at the top, which I love. Get Dubravka for Turner and Cole for Lascelles. Yeah, like that. Is Captain Nunes a good option? He was unlucky, but I don't know if Darwin won't play 90. I don't know if Darwin even starts. I think it's a 50-50. Let us know in the chat if you think Darwin will start. Yeah, you want Chelsea for Sheffield United, but the new manager bounce will be interesting. Chris Wilder is likely to come in. Heckenbottom hasn't actually been fired yet, by the way, but I think he will be. Yeah, like, Reece James is a bit of a troll, but we know his quality. At what price would Trent tempt me? At what price would Trent tempt me? Try saying that out loud. First time. At what price would Trent tempt me? I can't say that. The problem with Trent isn't actually his price. It's the fact Simicast is under 5 million. It's Simicast's price. Of course, there's something between them. But Simicast offers such good value. And of course, money's always tight. Money's always our enemy in this game. When we find about the double, well, if a double happens in 20, we have to find out very, very soon, or it won't happen. They got to give the fans notice to travel and book tickets and stuff like that, especially over the festive period. Luke says about the 4 yellows. Guys, a few players on 4 yellow cards. Matty Cash, Trippier, Sterling. They're wiped at game week 19. If you really want to bring him in, bring him in. Don't know. Sterling's not a player that tends to pick up too many yellows other than so far this season, so you should be all right. Solid team. Thanks, chat sport. We'll go through it in a bit more detail. Spurs fans don't like City dropping points, don't they? Big up featuring on the Premier League channel for Game Week 14. No, thanks, Pranav. Did you watch it? Yeah, it was cool. It was Friday Premier League show and then Saturday Sky Sports News, so it's a busy one. I want to get Sterling, yeah, the 4 yellows. Get Dubravka for Areola or Turner. Let's go back to the defensive data. The reason why you keep Areola is because he's so cheap. And if Dubravka loses his place and Newcastle go and buy a goalkeeper or loan a goalkeeper in January, you've still got Areola. Dubravka, Areola actually rotate all right as well. Like, for the next few weeks, Dubravka's got a couple of tricky games. Like, he plays Tottenham at the weekend. Tottenham away for Dubravka. Areola has Fulham away. I'd be tempted to start Areola in that fixture personally. Man City, Newcastle in game week 20 and 21 have Liverpool, Man City, and then Villa. Liverpool, Man City, Villa. West Ham have Brighton, Sheffield United, and Bournemouth. That's 3 game weeks. You could put Areola in again. So keep your options open and buy 2. Like, there's selling a Turner or a Strakosha, it's going to save you a couple of 0.2, 0.3. Hit the like, people. Thanks, W Leaky. You're all about supporting the channel today. I massively appreciate that in your super chat. Well, it is a bit template and boring, Pezza, which is why last Wednesday I told you all I was going to buy Darwin Nunes, and now unfortunately FPL and FPL community out there all decided to go and buy Darwin as well. I don't think buying Darwin was template. I think that was fun and high risk. Now, it wasn't fun because it went against me and cost me, but I think it was different and possibly brave or stupid. So yeah, I try and think differently. I'm buying Porro or James next week. That's a little different, I guess, although there'll be a lot of cash sellers making similar moves, I expect. No, Pranav, I can't see that. Haaland's going to be fine. That's probably a dated article already. It was probably written this morning or something. City have been charged, but not Haaland. Gianni, if you were wildcarding for game week 19 like me, would you not take out Areola instead of Turner? You'll be wildcard in 4 games. Yeah, but when you wildcard, I'd still want Areola in. There's not a better second option than Areola. I'd keep him. Also, you probably paid less than 4.2 for him. Yeah, Chatsport, you might be right with defensive transfers, but what about the upside the defenders bring you? Liz, what did you ask? Janny, should we buy Watkins because Rodri is suspended? There's no protection in defense. No, like, look, Kovacic can play that role. They could move John Stones into the middle. Like, that's still quality. Becker's going to miss the next game or 2. Expect him back for the Man United game. Darwin versus Fulham, you would have thought at least a goal. Absolutely would have. Liz, I've answered both your questions now, but you can, if you can, ease off on the pleases. If you really want me to answer it, you'll put it to the top of my list on the super chat, right? I can't get to absolutely everyone. This is a good one from Tiffany. The Athletic podcast, posted. Botman will be training with the first team today. Concerns with Lascelles, absolutely, but not concerns straight away. Lascelles, like Botman's been out for so long, you don't come back into the 11. So I expect him to train for 2 weeks before he even makes the squad. Then he'll be on the bench. Then he's in the 11. So when I look at the Newcastle fixtures, sure, Lascelles is definitely now vulnerable. But fortunately, the dates come thick and fast. So the 7th, the 10th, even the 16th, I think we're fine. Yeah, maybe Botman's back by the 23rd or 26th. But even then, it's 2 games in 4 days. So you played one of them. So yeah, Lascelles is now vulnerable, but you're still going to get 4 or 5 games from him, I think, over the festive period. But yeah, no surgery required. At one point, we thought he needed surgery. Chelsea mids with them, but yeah, how to get them? Like, let's look at my team, my template team. Well, that's how you get Chelsea mids. I've got 1 spot for a Chelsea mid. I don't know. I'm not to get a Chelsea mid, you're not selling Saka, Son, or Salah, but those other 2 spots are massively up for grabs. Like Mbermo, you could sell him. We don't even know if the double game week in 20 is happening. You could sell Mbermo for game week 18's blank. Sorry, game week 18's blank. So he plays Brighton, Sheffield United, then Villa. You could even sell him ahead of the Villa game. Then it's a blank. Now, sure, if he gets a double in 20, you hold him, you bench him for the blank, and then you get Wolves, Palace, double game week, Forest. It's a good run, and then Spurs City. But if he doesn't get a double, you sell him in 18. Yeah, he has Wolves, Palace, and Forest, and maybe you want to hold him for those 3. But if not, you could sell if you were desperate for a Chelsea mid. Personally, I can see myself holding him even without a double because I like those 3 fixtures before the Spurs and City fixtures in 22. But then it does take a turn for the worse. It's Spurs, City, Wolves away is never easy. And then it's Liverpool, West Ham, Chelsea, Arsenal. Like, it's a really tricky run for Brentford at the start or end of January, from the 30th of January. So one to consider there on Mbermo. You don't have to set and forget him. Guys, thank you for watching. There's over 100 of you in. If you fancy hitting that thumbs up, that'd be amazing. And of course, subscribe to the channel as well. I know everyone in the chat is subscribed because I've set it to subscriber only mode. If you are watching, then obviously you can hit that subscribe button and then you can add your comments in the chat. And hopefully I will answer your question, but I can't promise to answer absolutely every question. Is Kelleher worth a short-term punt, says CH? The problem with Kelleher is it's not like Dubravka where you're going to get a good stretch of games. Alice, you might get 2, you might get 3. So no, I don't think it is. CH, I would say if you want a goalkeeper, I know you've got double Arsenal defence. Oh, you've probably got Saka as well. I'd say go to Raya. Go to Sanchez at Chelsea. Everyone's going to want Chelsea cover. Everyone's going to want Chelsea defensive cover, I think, from 16. Oh, Seb, thanks, mate. There we go. You tell him, Seb. Lyle says, are you not worried about a few players, Nunes, but also Palmer and Burmo? They don't feel shiny. No, Lyle, and Burmo's fine. Darwin, you're always a little bit worried, but you know what you're getting when you buy him. And Palmer, let's not forget his price. Like, let's not expect too much from Palmer. Like at that price point, a 5 million midfielder, if he gets 3 blanks in 4 and then pops up with a penalty in game 4, you'd probably take that. Like, it's a 5 million asset. So there we go. Oh, CH is wildcarding in 19. That changes everything. Well, look, I think we'll see Alisson back. It's reported he'll be trying back for the Man United game. So you might only get Kelleher for 2 weeks. Man United game is 17. So again, with that in mind, I'd look at the ticker and go, who can you go for three game weeks or 5 game weeks? Tricky one. I still think Sanchez could be an option because he's probably going to go up in value. And if you get on him early, it's worth thinking about. Is Gordon out? I think Gordon will be fine, but we don't know. There'll be a press conference tomorrow, I expect. Dubravka, guys, what do you think? Like, many are like, oh, De Gea's going to come in. Let me tell you why De Gea might not come in. Okay. Firstly, Newcastle don't need to necessarily buy a goalkeeper because Nick Pope is their number one for a long time. So they don't want to go and buy a new Nick Pope. They want Nick Pope to come back and be their number one. So they ideally need to attract a goalkeeper on a short-term contract, which could be David De Gea, but I think he's going to want more than a 6-month deal. Or they need to go for a loan deal. Now, if they go for a loan deal, they can't loan anyone in unless they're a free agent, which wouldn't be a loan. They can't loan anyone until the transfer window opens in January. That still gets Dubravka a good 5-6 games. Now, in those 5-6 games, if he plays well, there's no reason to buy another goalkeeper. Like, not that long ago, Dubravka was the first choice at Newcastle. He is a good, solid option. If he plays well in December, he stays. If he doesn't play well, then yeah, he might be replaced. Who do you reckon he could be replaced with, guys? There's talk of Ramsdale. Like Arsenal are going to go and loan him Ramsdale. Like, here you go. Top 4 isn't guaranteed, but we're going to go strengthen Newcastle's top 4 challenge. No. Newcastle can take loans from the other Saudi clubs owned by the same group. Edouard Mendy plays in Saudi, but he's got the AFCON. I did think, Edouard Mendy, that could be a loan deal. Financial fair play is also an issue. David De Gea was on 375k a week at Man United. That is a ton of money that Newcastle have to loop around FFP. So that'll be an interesting one to monitor. It's not a given that they go and sign a goalkeeper. That's what I'm saying. And a lot of it is form dependent. Guys, do you fancy playing a game? A very quick game. Will you tell me where in the world you're watching from? Tell me in the chat. Hit me up with a country. Where in the world are you watching from? I really want to know. I do this sometimes on Chasing Green Arrows, and I'm like, I get a real appetite for where in the world you're watching from. But on my channel, I don't know, because this is a new channel. Hence, I'm asking for subscriptions all the time. I've only had this channel from the spring 2023, so it's not even a year old. Now my answer is Borking. India, there we go, Pranav. This is late in India, right? Dubai, there we go. Canada, Cork, Buffalo, New York, Serbia, Algeria. Love that. London. I'm in London tomorrow. That's why I'm streaming now, not tomorrow. Kenya, Riyadh in England. Not very excited. Well, where in England? Let us know where in England. Flip, Maldives, Dorset. I knew that, Freddie. I know where all my channel members are from, Freddie. Come on, representing Lulworth Cove. Lancashire, Ethiopia. Wow, love that. It's the first time someone's been watching me in Ethiopia for a while. There's always representation in Scandi. Not often in Barcelona, though. There we go. Hey, John in Norway. Hope you're well, mate. Thank you for supporting the channel as a channel member. We've got Vadam in Ukraine. Our thoughts are always with you guys in Ukraine. Thanks, Vadim, for watching, and I hope you and the family are safe. Scotland and Essex, Vietnam, Stevenage. Come on, Jamie, love that. Netherlands and Greece. Oh, it's FPL's diverse bunch, isn't it? Diverse bunch. Delia said exactly that. Best differentials are Celso, Johnson, or Trossard. Lo Celso, probably. No, Brennan Johnson. Go Brennan Johnson, front 3. More attacking than Lascelles, so just. Kenya, Codeness, loads in Africa. Mohib, do you know what my hometown is, mate? Bedford. What school did you go to, Mohib, or do you go to? I went to Sharnbrook. There we go. This is a little bit cliquey now. You guys are like, where's Sharnbrook? Why are you talking about Bedford? So I'm from Bedford. FPL made us all meet. Yeah, exactly. And good to know you're hopefully connecting in the chat. Loads of you are regulars to the chat. And thank you. I know most of you regular lot are hitting the like button, right? The way you just ignored Trossard as an option. It's just the 90 minutes, isn't it? The others, like Brennan, even the starts, like, let's be honest, Lo Celso and Brennan are going to be starting the next few for Spurs. I can't guarantee Trossard starts even at the weekend. Sometimes it's Havertz, sometimes it's Trossard, sometimes it's both, sometimes it's neither. It's very difficult to predict there. I've just moved here from London, actually, but I love it, near Milton Keynes. Oh, nice. Loads of my mates are Bromham, which is kind of the entry point from Bedford to Milton Keynes. There we go. Actually, Johnson's second. Yeah, okay. Juan, yeah, Huang is a good buy. Absolutely is a good buy. Thank you for all your questions. We've still got time to get to loads more. So let me show you my team. Captaincy poll. How did we do? At the moment, 68% of you are going Salah. So it's similar to what Twitter said. Twitter was a little bit more pro Salah than you guys. You guys are definitely more pro Son though, which is nice. 13%. I like that Son shout. I do. What shall we poll? I've got a fun one because loads of you own him. Do you own? Let's have a look. I really want to know who owns Darwin. What percentage? Let's all guess. What percentage of you own Darwin? I'm going to guess at 40% of you own Darwin. Let me know your guesses and then we'll reveal them. I'm going to ask a poll in 30 seconds. Get your guesses in. And then we'll go through some predictions for the game week. Start a poll. Do you own Darwin? Get your percentages. RTJ is in the chat. Yes, RTJ, another one of our channel members and mods. Thanks, RTJ. Couple of mods in the chat now. Do you own Darwin? Let's have a look at some of the guesses before I ask the question so you can't get too much of a steer. 10%, now it'll be way higher. John reckons more than 50. 60, 30, 55, 33, 20. Okay, a lot of you are going for that 20 to 30 bracket, 20 to 40 bracket. I think I said 30 or 40, I can't remember. So now it's time to vote. Let's see who comes out on top. Do you own Darwin? Yes or no? Maybe those that own him, like me, won't admit it. Excuse me. RTJ, you know it. One of my favorite sayings. Joshy boy is in the chat as well. Channel members galore tonight. Hey Jane, didn't realize you were streaming. I've brought Dubravka in to maybe rotate or replace Areola. Hang on, I never actually told my WhatsApp group that I was streaming. This is the members WhatsApp group. So I guess I should do that. Like, that would have been courteous, wouldn't it? So let me just pop a message in. And guys, get your votes in for Darwin. Do you own him or not? I think Darwin. Oh, do you know what we're going to do? We're going to do a poll to say, do you think he starts for Sheffield United? Brought in Dubravka to maybe rotate or replace. Yeah, definitely. I would go Dubravka to rotate. Keep Areola, Joshy. Look, guys, almost 50% of you own Darwin. You shameful lot. Myself included. So who got really close to 46%? Let's see who the winner is. Come on. John was close with 55. I think I might make John the winner. There we go. Watkins till I die. Yeah. I mean, yeah. I'm going to this unbelievable. 44% so far. It's crazy, isn't it? Okay, let's do a new poll. So look, half of us own him, but how many of us think he's actually going to start? Does he start? Does he start versus Sheffield United? Do you know what? I reckon on most content creators' polls, it wouldn't have been 46%. Yes, it would have been like 30, 40. But because you guys, I know you will watch my stuff, which is brilliant. Thank you so much for doing that. But you know how pro Darwin I am in terms of an FPL asset. Like in terms of lottery to the draw, I know he's been rubbish. So maybe my viewers have a little bit more of a Darwin bias than others because you've heard me banging on about him. So maybe that'd be interesting to know. RTJ, yes, but not against Crystal Palace weekend. The polls are great. Thanks, CH. I love polls. If it was up to me, I'd be doing polls all the time on all my streams. Because the polls involve you guys. I stream because I enjoy your input. Who wants to talk to themselves for hours? Like I'm not talking to myself. I am in a room at the moment with 199 of you. And you 99, probably 50, 60 of you are in the chat. And if you are watching and not in the chat, and you don't have a YouTube account and it's difficult for you to add to the chat, I would honestly say go create an account and jump on in the chat and involve yourself in this community here. Like it's awesome. And every time I chat, I know that I'll have familiar faces there that I can relate to, also that you guys can bounce off. Like I know Tiffany and CH get along well. Like because you're always in the chat with me. FPL Freddy the same, John B the same. RTJ, what are you saying? It's all prediction at this point. I was telling Gianni I like the Fulham. Yeah, you're looking at Robinson, aren't you? A couple of clean sheets in there for Robinson, I'd say. Yeah, you think they'll start and Gakpo? Yeah, Freddie thinks it could be a front four against Sheffield United. He could just go for the throat, couldn't he? Could Odegaard be an option now? Yeah, he was brilliant at the weekend. Oh, I'm not. It's my best mate. Well, to celebrate his birthday, we've got an Airbnb, so we're doing a couples retreat in Bath. There's 14 of us, and my mates had terrible news in the last year and pretty ill. He's got a stage 4 tumor, so these moments are precious for us. Like it's an incurable tumor, it's a brain tumor, and we want to get together as much as we can. And we've had this weekend booked in for 6 months. I booked the Airbnb. We've got like a 9-bedroom barn. It looks amazing. So I'm missing the five-a-side tournament, which I'm gutted about. I wish it could come at a different time. But yeah, obviously can't miss that. And Luke, by the way, who's got the brain tumor, is beating me in FPL this season. I'm not having it. He's flying. He's doing really well. He posted a score on Twitter last night at Luke Johnson if you want to follow him. Any advice for the December part of the season? Yeah, buy players that are nailed. I've just done that and gone against it with Darwin. But buy players that I think that play can deal with the schedule. So players that play in Europe a lot show us that they can play twice a week. Those are the players that will be durable over the Christmas period, I think. Yeah. It's going to be amazing. I'm looking forward to it. Alvarez to Isak. Don't mind it. Don't mind it at all. Guys, this is hilarious. So, poll results so far. And by the way, when you're clicking in the polls, you can hopefully click the likes as well. It's showing me I've only got 28 likes. Is that right? Surely more than 28 of you have hit the like button. Anyway, yeah, what was I saying? 46% of you own Darwin, but only 38% of you think he's going to start against Sheffield United. That's amazing. That is amazing. I'm partly responsible. RTJ says FPL Boo Boo try to keep 2 transfers open through the break. That's also a great bit of advice. Although again, I've gone against that and burnt my second transfer by going Darwin. Darwin's responsible for a lot. Another bit of advice, I guess, is don't be scared. Oh, this is my advice always in FPL is don't be scared to go for a punt. Like I think we've seen in recent weeks, like some of the scorers over the weekend just gone, some real differentials in there. Like who's been producing of late, which no one's looked at. Kudos, West Ham. He's got 3 attacking returns in the last 2 games. Like there's some good gems still out there popping up with big numbers. So don't be too scared. Like Odegaard's another one. Like seeing Odegaard fly against Wolves, I was like, oh, hang on. We all go Saka, but what about Odegaard? So I wouldn't be too put off by players like that. Trent, low ownership out of nowhere is just stepping up. Solanke looks like another player massively in form. Spurs in general, like always going to score goals. Maybe we can go more than just Son. Semenyo, great example there, RTJ. Like, don't be scared to just go for a punt. Who's rolling their free transfers? Yeah, get back to Tiffany on that one. What's your most unforgettable FPL moment? Oh, I've had some shocking triple captain fails. Do you know what? Start of last season, I bought in Darwin after game week 1 or 2. I'd seen Darwin and just gone, oh, he's going to be amazing at Liverpool. And I knew he hadn't finished well in the first couple of games. He looked really good. Bought him in. I was like, proper differential. Start the season with a bang. Game week 3. He went to Selhurst Park, which is where he goes at the weekend. Sent off. That was a really unforgettable moment. Yeah, Kulusevski. That's a great shout. He's playing in the midfield 3, Kulu. Thank you, Mr. V. I hope so, Graham. I hope the poll is wrong. I'm 50-50 on it. Really am. Oh, look at this. We got the fixtures up. Should we do a fixture? Should we do a fixture poll for... Actually, we don't even need to do a poll. You just let me know in the chat. Let's have a look at... What's the biggest FPL fixture of the weekend in terms of points over both teams? Aston Villa, Man City's big. Man United, Chelsea's big. Everton, Newcastle's fairly big. Spurs, West Ham. Yeah, there's a few big ones. All right. Hit me with your predictions. Let's do this. This will help captaincy discussion. Sheffield United, Liverpool. Rather than tell me your predictions, I want to know how many goals will Liverpool score? RCH, I did do polls on all the games the other day. Some of the chat didn't like it. So let's just do comments. Let's do how many goals will Liverpool score? Because this is going to help captaincy, right? How many goals will Liverpool score this game week? Pranav's 4, Ryan's 3. We're getting a lot of 3s. Bearing in mind, Burnley just scored 5 against them, although they were at home. All right, a lot of 4s and 3s. Okay, we're going to average that out. I think there's more 4. We're going to average that out at 3.5, right? So 3.5. Next game. Voting stops. Right, next game. How many goals will Spurs score against West Ham? How many goals will Spurs score against West Ham? Let me know. I've just put in the chat, Man City 3.5. That's your average. How many goals will Spurs score? At the moment, loads of you are coming in with 2s. Interesting. You lot think lower. There's a few 3s in there. Ha, Florida. Just Florida. Oh, no way. Is that my friend in Orlando? You can't... Do I know you? YNWA from Fest? I think I do. I think you came to Fest in the UK and in New York. I forget your name. Anchor. All right. Loads of you have gone 2. We're going to go 2.4. All right. Next game. How many goals will Liverpool score this game week? How many goals will Liverpool score this game week? See what I'm doing here? This is gonna help for our captaincy discussion. How many goals will Liverpool score this game week? We've done Liverpool. We started with Liverpool, didn't we? How many goals will Man City score this game week? Sorry, Liverpool was the first one I asked. I'm all over the place. How many goals will Man City score this game week? Away to Villa. Yeah, thanks. I actually clocked that before I saw your comments, guys. I knew someone would have pulled me on it. Cheers, guys. Loads of you are saying 1. Surely you think more than 1. RTJ's gone for the 2 draw. All right. Look, seeing as there's loads of 1s, there are some 3s and 4s. That's an average of, I'm going to say 2.0. Last and not least, how many goals did Arsenal score this game week? Let's go to Arsenal. How many goals will Arsenal score this game week? Oh, guys, can we get to 100 likes? Come on. Hit that like button for me. Foden brace. Right, Arsenal now. How many goals will Arsenal score this game week? Ha! CH. 6-1. John B reckons 3. Yeah, Lean's gone 3 as well. I think 3 is going to be a popular one. Hazel's 3. Anna reckons a 1-0 scrappy win. I mean, Luton at home and no mugs. A lot of 2s as well. I think we'll call this around a 3 average. I think we're going to go for a. I think it's fair to say that's probably about a 2.8, right? Okay, so this is where we're at. Loads of you have said you're going to captain. This is where we're at roughly with the splits on captaincy. We can see here. About 10% are going to go Haaland, about 80% are going to go Salah, about 5% each to the others, maybe a bit higher for Son. But as things stand, you guys do think Liverpool will score the most goals, clearly. And it doesn't mean Liverpool scoring the most amount of goals means Salah's the best captain. But overall, we're looking at 4 of the main men at these 4 clubs. So when City score, you expect Haaland to be involved more often than not. Same with Salah. In a way, same with Son, and to an extent, same with Saka. So you lot have ranked it roughly. You think Liverpool will score the most goals, 3.5. You guys think Arsenal will probably come second, which is surprising, but maybe that shows the spread of points you get from a Saka and Arsenal. Like when Arsenal score, you don't straight away go, Saka's got me FPL points. You go, could it be Odegaard, Jesus, Martinelli? Unlike Liverpool, where you just expect Salah to be in and amongst them. So you've gone Spurs slightly higher at 2.4 and Man City the lowest scoring, which is why very few are going to go Haaland this week, around 10% in the chat. Very interesting, guys. And that cements, I think, what many are thinking. You go with your boy Mo Salah this week. I still wouldn't be surprised to see Haaland top it. But it is a tough game on paper. Interesting, though. Very good. Thank you for playing my game there, team. Get your questions in. We'll continue to answer them. And look, of course, I will talk through my decisions. So at the moment, let's play and look through my team and tell you who is vulnerable for the Christmas period, right? So who is going to be in this team in a few weeks' time? Absolutely set. The 2 goalkeepers shouldn't be going anywhere for a while now. Simicast, the same. He'll be on the bench for a few of the tricky games. Gabriel and Lascelles, same again. Although Botman coming back will eventually impact the sales. Of course he will. And that's maybe when I have to jump to a Porro or a Reece James. Because Matty Cash is vulnerable. And again, one of those will be coming in. Saka, you're vulnerable. Maybe not. Maybe not. Palmer's probably not. Son definitely not. And Burmo not for a few weeks. Possibly not until the tough fixtures around 22 or whenever it is. And then Salah's not going anywhere. Haaland's not. Darwin is vulnerable. Of course he is. It could go back there to Watkins. Saka's nailed all seasons for Mr. V. Yeah. The thing with Saka is he has been good. Of course he's been good. I just wonder if there's an opportunity for a couple of tricky games where he plays. Obviously, Luton this week's great. I just wonder if there's an opportunity around that Liverpool away game. Probably not. He plays Villa, Brighton, Liverpool. It's not the best set of 3 games, but you probably stick with him, don't you? But those on double Arsenal defence will be looking at those going, there's probably not too many clean sheets. Livramento is a great shout. And yeah, Lascelles to Livro could work a treat. Cash to Porro, catch the price rise. Can't afford it after he rises. Is Porro going up tonight, is he? I hadn't noticed that. I'm not looking to make that move. I'm just looking. Price rises tonight. Zinchenko and Kelleher. Maybe share. Yeah, Porro's not going up in price. And who was the other one? Oh, Cash. Is Cash dropping in price? Yeah, Cash drops in price tonight. Interesting. I'm still not doing the move. I'm still not going to do the move. I need an extra week. I need to know if it's James or Porro. Yeah. James and Porro aren't rising at least, but Cash dropping is slightly annoying. Slightly annoying. I bought him at 5, Matty Cash. Yeah, Dubravka, by the way, as expected, like Dubravka's going to have a price rise. Of course he is. Will Dubravka rise tonight? Unlikely. 21,000 people need to buy him for him to rise tonight. I think I can hold that move till tomorrow. 21,000 people aren't buying him tonight, are they? I will check that before bed. Price changes happen about 2 a.m. UK time. So that is about 6 hours from now. 6-7 hours. Depends on where in the world you are, Pranav. But yeah, UK time around 2. Yeah, I don't think it will be tonight when we see Dubravka rise. But again, I'll monitor that. Those are hours close to 2 a.m. You've got to think what time zones that's good for. Where's there an active in terms of transfers? And think about where most play. Most play in Europe. It's a terrible time. No one's making transfers at midnight on a Monday. And then in Asia, where there's a ton of players, again, no one's making them because it's first thing in the morning. In the Americas, it's a good time for transfers, those sort of afternoon, evening hours or evening hours. But there's not a big enough pool base in the Americas, I don't think, for 20 odd thousand to buy Dubravka tonight. Could be wrong. Yeah, you've gone early on him. Yeah, you get up early. Yeah, nice. Don't be setting alarms for 2. It's just FPL. Guys, can we get to 100 likes? Come on. Let's try. A few of you haven't hit that button, have you? Any questions from my members? I want to make sure I get to all the member questions. Do you remind us again, what's the number of managers that affects price rises or drops? Yeah, it depends on the player. So I can see from a third-party tool, FPL statistics.co.uk, Dubravka needs around 20,000, but someone else like Mikalenko needs 4,000, Isak needs 7,500, and Burmo could rise with another 10,000 buys. And Burmo's probably going to rise by tomorrow night. That's ridiculous. The price rises in recent weeks buying Burmo has been quite something. But yeah, Dubravka a little bit lower down there at 20 odd thousand he needs. Yeah. Obviously, I'm prioritizing members. FPL is my alarm clock. Yeah, I'm prioritizing all our members if you've got questions and late dilemmas. So we've seen my team, which is always good to do. We had a quick look at this. Yeah, this is my rank, by the way, if anyone's interested. Sometimes you guys ask me. So it's an all right season so far. Fairly happy with where I'm at. The defensive data was interesting. We looked at earlier, though. This is why I'm buying Dubravka. You'll notice West Ham is on there, not because they are the 6th best team, no, 5th best team. They're actually the 15th best team. So ranked 15th West Ham, but just wanted to compare their XGC, their goals against, their clean sheets. It's been pretty poor for West Ham defensively this year. Newcastle are elite. No two ways about it. 3rd to Arsenal and Man City with XGC, but actually 2nd when it comes to goals against them, and actually joint top when it comes to clean sheets. Pretty good going, I would say. Don't want to ram this down your throat too much, guys, but I don't get an opportunity on my pre-packaged videos. And by the way, I've done a 10-minute team selection video, so go check that out if you fancy it. But on the lives, yeah. M. Fay says, Hub have a good price rise tracker. Yeah, I think Scout, I actually don't know if Scout do. I use fplstatistics.co.uk. And it's fine plugging stuff in the chat, guys. That's absolutely cool. And yeah, as I say, I'm plugging my memberships. If you fancy becoming a member, then please do. You can be a squad member where you'll be priority in all of the comments and chats. Or you can be an Ultras member if you really want to take it up a notch and be in my FPL WhatsApp group. A couple of the other members in there, a couple of other Ultras include last year's winner, Ali Hangarov. That's pretty damn cool. He came 215th the year before. If you want to be an Ultras member, just click the join button under this video and sign up, and then reach out and I'll add you to the WhatsApp. All I want this season is to finish above Gianni. Ha! Ha ha! It's on. What's your rank? Where are we at? Good evening, Geddy. You've missed it. You've missed the last hour. Oh, no. I used to use the FPL Statistics one, but unfortunately it's no longer working. No way. Yeah, it's saved to my bookmarks. I'm on there daily. Yeah, it's annoying. Turner must be going down tonight. Let's have a look. I'm actually not selling Turner, though. I've got Strakosha. Yeah, Turner needs 100 more sellers by 2 a.m. tonight to drop in price. I think we can safely say Turner is dropping. But remember, he is at 4.1. So if you bought him at 4, he's only going to drop to 4. It's the same difference, right? Same difference. Guys, thank you so much for watching. We've got nearly 100 of you on. I'm sure many of you have already hit that subscribe button and that like button. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you very soon. I might do a quick Q&A tomorrow if I have time, depending on my schedule late morning. But for now, I'm going to be saying goodbye. I wish you all the best this game week. It looks like many, just like the poll on Twitter we can see here, are going to be captaining Salah this week. It looks like many are going to jump on Dubravka. Yeah, Blackbox is up, and I'm actually not going to be watching, but I'll be listening on the pod. And my love, as always, to my boys Mark and Az. In fact, if you want to jump on Black Box and say Janny says hi, that'd be quite funny. Maybe I will join for 5 minutes. Should we see? Let's not go anywhere yet. They always start late though. They said 7. I bet they're not ready. Let's have a look. Maybe Delia will know because she's one of their mods. FPL Black Box. Here we go. Scheduled for 7. Loads are waiting. Yeah, they haven't even started. There'll be a tech fail, I reckon. Shall we? Yeah, do a black box raid exactly. But let's see when they're starting. Let's see if either Mark or Az have tweeted yet, because usually one of them tweets an apology going running 15 minutes late. Okay, Mark said going live with Black Box in and around 7 p.m. Right. Oh, they're going to try and do a snappy one tonight. Interesting. Interesting. Has Az tweeted? No. Maybe they're about to be on time then. Black. Oh, I'm just seeing on their Twitter page. Black Box. Let's type in. Are they live yet? They're still not live. They're still not bloody live. It's 2 minutes past. Az always has tech issues. So does Mark. Guys, there's no point in going yet. Let's just wait. Let's just wait until they start, shall we? I'll let you know as soon as they start. And then, yeah, let's do it. Let's crash it. Come on, let's do it. Let's do a Janny raid. Exactly. Let's do a Janny says hi. How the hell have they got more viewers than me? No, double me, triple me, and they're still not live. That's ridiculous, isn't it? They've built such a cult following, and as they should. They're bloody brilliant, as they should. So, as always, I'm at 1.8 at the moment. Both usually have tech issues. Absolutely, they do. They've still not gone live. Should we give it a minute? Should we give it? All right, let's give it 2 minutes, and if not, thanks, RTJ. I appreciate that, my friend. Do you know, it was Az's idea. Az was like, it was Az's idea to do the WhatsApp group. Yeah. So, well, I can't imagine the internet is very good in Mark's shed. Well, he's got his cable. He's got his cable out there. So maybe. I'll tell you what we can do. Let's play a game of what time will they go live. So I'm gonna guess they're gonna go live at 19:08. Right, 19:08. That's my guess. Yeah, maybe I should start doing that. Walks and talks. Excuse me. I think I semi-inspired him with that. You reckon 1904? That's now, mate. They've got their intro scene on, but they're not live. Yeah, let's start the raid then. Come on, let's start flooding it in. They haven't gone live yet, but just for their intro stream. Let's just go Janny raid, right? Is that the comment? So this is all you need to write. Let's see how many we can get in the chat saying Janny raid. Janny raid. Come on, let's see it. I'll give you shout outs for when you do it because I've got their chat open, right? So let's see who's going to be the first person to write Gianni Raid on Blackbox. Yes, I definitely want to. I'm available. I just can't come into the studio. Gianni Raid, Kev Max first, then CH. Who else is going to write Gianni Raid? Come on. Gianni Raid sounds like an antiques dealer, someone said. Gianni Raid says Getty. Come on, Getty. Kenneth said it too. Oh, not a subscriber to post. Yes, good point. Kenneth isn't a subscriber of mine yet. Pranav as well. Oh, you guys are good. Greg says the same. Oh, goodbye, guys. I'll see you on the other side. Thanks, team.